Okay, we're back in the shop with the paint booth. We just laid down the sealer on the Robotrons. It's urethane sealer, automotive product. Obviously, I don't use any latex or any of that stuff. I will use a good oil base, but these are expensive to redo, and I'm going to do it right. And we're going to ask a lot of money for them because they're done right. Anyway, that's the setup. I got dual fans blowing out. And okay, so that's the deal. Sealer's down. Silver's going to go on here in a couple hours once these flash off. And we'll come back. Okay, we're back. It's later, a couple hours later, and I've got the base on the Robotrons. Now it looks like it's tiger stripe, but it's just reflections. Believe me. Paint came out good. That's reflections. It's nice and shiny. I'll lay down the stencils, you know, the next couple days, get the first color down, the blue, and then after the sides are done, the blue and the red are on, then I'll clean up the insides of the cabinets and mask the sides and shoot all the black. And that would be the fronts, the backs, and you know, part of the insides. So that's where we're at. Pair of Robotrons. We'll be back. Okay, we're back. I've got the blue stencils down, so I'm ready to spray the blue. Patch the floor in a couple places. Hopefully this goes okay. The base coat, I think the base coat came out pretty good. I'll have to go over these and make sure these are tacked down well again. I'm not fond of stenciling. There's just too much that can go wrong, and usually something does. So if that's the case, I've got, you know, probably $500 in paint, primer, sealer in these two cabinets, not to mention the stencils. They're 80 bucks a piece plus shipping. So, I mean, all said, I mean, you don't want to piss it up. It's going to be costly if you mess it up. We'll stop back after I get it down. And just so everybody knows, this is a crossfire urethane, and that's what the silver was, and that's what the red's going to be. And the sealer was just an Acme Finish 1 product. And this is mixed 8:4 to 1. So 8 parts paint, 4 parts reducer. And I'm using the 732 reducer with the 253 hardener. And we're going to spray it with a starting line. It's a pretty common gun. There it is. We'll stop back when the blue's down. That's 2 coats. That's my test panel. That's 2 coats. I think I'll put one more. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll put one more decent one on there. I mean, it looks good. I hate to piss with it. There might just be a few light spots, like right there. I'll go over one more time. I'll probably wait about... That's not... I'll probably wait about 10 minutes. Put the final on it. That's what they look like with the blue. I think it brings that silver out more. Makes, you know, you can actually see the sparkle in it. but they come out really nice. Those are, I'm sure you guys are familiar, registration marks for the red stencils to line up with. But that's what it is. It came out really good. I'll lay the red down tomorrow and I'll be back. Preview of the red. But yeah, these things, this is the way they ought to be done. I'm putting down the red stencils, and something I noticed on these is this pre-mask. Yeah, I know he's got to put it on there, but it presents a problem as far as everything leveling out. So what I did to make these easier to put on was I cut a lot of this stencil off. It's going to require a little more masking, but they're much easier to apply and to get straight if you don't have that big of a piece to work with. So I cut them down a little bit, just cut some of the outside edges off them, and we'll see how that works. They're that one's not down yet, obviously, but that's the issue with this pre-mask. I hate this stuff. I know it's necessary, but when this stuff gets rolled up and shipped, they get creases in them and everything else. It's something you got to work out. Just a friendly little tip. We're masked off, ready for red. Just need to go over it once more with a squeegee, make sure there's not any loose ends like right there. I wanted to mention, there's a couple things I keep in the paint booth while I'm spraying. There's three things actually, and I don't have one of them in my hand. That's a roll of tape in case anything comes loose. Secondly, I'm going to keep this squeegee just in case. Third, I keep a punch, a small punch, in case my lid clogs up to the gun. That's the vent hole, and you want to have air coming through that or it's not going to spray right, obviously. So I keep that handy, and I'm not going to need it. I'll keep it anyway, but it's small of a job. I won't need it. But everything's masked down. Ready for red. I've got 2 coats of the red down. I'm going to do one final. And it was mixed. We're going to do one final on the red. Color good. Okay. All the masking's pulled off. Everything's finished. I put my little trademark sticker on. I've got to put the little trademark or the registered logo. I need to put the little trademark down by the 4. Well, there's a couple little spots that could use a little touch up, but by and large, it came out really nice. It's not an easy task. Let's put it that way. I guess that's the advantage of doing 2 at once. It's double the work, but once you got everything, you know, mixed, it cuts down. That was kind of nice that I had 2 to do. Automotive finishes, single stage urethane once again. It was costly. I've got enough to do a couple more. I don't have another 2 to do, but just in case something happened, I want to have plenty of material. But there it is. Classic Robotrons. I'll come back when we get the black done, and the doors are being powder coated probably next week. I dropped them off last week. I forgot, but anyway, I forgot to get a shot before, but you get the idea. The black is down, and I've got 2 coats down. I'm just going to let it flash off and hit it one more time, call it good. Doesn't look too bad. There was a couple spots up in the corners that I missed, but by and large, I think it's pretty good. I'm ready to be done with these things. They're a lot of work. My God. So, one more coat, and we'll be done with these. Okay, one final look. Quickly. That's what we're working with, and that's what we're gonna start reassembling here shortly. That's gonna wrap this up. The back doors, actually I have two sets of back doors made. I'll paint them separately later, but I'll get you a look at the back. There we go.